You need to hear this if you care about Asia's future. North Korea just made a nuclear offer to the Philippines that could change everything. In the grand halls of Malacanang Palace, history is made in whispers and urgent meetings. Today, an unexpected diplomatic cable arrives, not from Washington or Beijing, but from Pyongyang. The North Korean seal signals a message that stuns Manila. North Korea, long isolated and unpredictable, offers nuclear protection to the Philippines, a move that could upend Asia's balance of power. Shockwaves ripple through diplomatic circles. World leaders scramble to interpret Pyongyang's motives, while Manila faces a dilemma. Accept protection from a rogue state or risk isolation. The world watches as the Philippines stands at the center of a new crisis, its future shadowed by Pyongyang's bold move. To grasp the absurdity, consider the gulf between the Philippines and North Korea. The Philippines is a founding member of the UN and ASEAN, anchored by a 70-year alliance with the United States. North Korea, by contrast, is isolated, sanctioned, and defined by its nuclear brinkmanship. The offer asks Manila to abandon its democratic ally for a totalitarian regime. Recent partnerships with South Korea only highlight the contradiction. For the Philippines, even entertaining the offer would mean questioning its own identity. It's not a diplomatic pivot, it's geopolitical self-destruction. The choice is stark: uphold a rules-based order or embrace chaos. A nuclear umbrella sounds protective, but it's a terrifying pledge. Attack our ally and face nuclear retaliation. The US offers this to trusted partners, backed by credibility and power. North Korea's offer, however, is a wild card. Its arsenal is untested, its motives opaque. Would Kim Jong-un risk his regime for Manila, or is this just propaganda? Accepting Pyongyang's umbrella would alienate the US and invite global suspicion. The Philippines would become a target, not a protectorate. China, Japan, and South Korea would see it as a destabilizing threat. The promise of protection would actually be a promise of perpetual crisis. North Korea's offer may seem random, but it's a calculated move to undermine the US-Philippine alliance. By tempting Manila, Pyongyang aims to fracture a cornerstone of America's Indo-Pacific strategy. It's a propaganda coup, showing North Korea as a power broker. Pyongyang also exploits Manila's tensions with China, positioning itself as a champion of the bullied. Domestically, it boosts Kim's image as a global player. For North Korea, the Philippines is a pawn in a larger game. If Manila rejects the offer, Pyongyang can still claim a propaganda win. If Manila engages, it triggers a regional crisis. Either way, Kim Jong-un wins by sowing chaos. The world's reaction would be swift and negative. Washington would demand an immediate rejection, ramping up military presence to reassure allies. Japan and South Korea would see the move as an existential threat, accelerating their own defenses. China would be conflicted, enjoying US discomfort, but wary of North Korea's meddling in its backyard. The EU and UN would condemn the offer as destabilizing and illegal. Financial markets would tremble at the uncertainty. The Philippines would risk isolation and sanctions for even considering Pyongyang's proposal. The offer would not bring security, only global alarm. Manila's reputation and economy would hang in the balance. For President Marcos Jr., the offer is a diplomatic nightmare. Accepting means severing ties with the US, losing aid, and facing crippling sanctions. Rejection, though logical, risks North Korean retaliation, cyber attacks, propaganda, or worse. The shadow of the offer would linger, complicating every future decision. Marcos must reject firmly enough to reassure allies but not provoke Pyongyang. Any hesitation could damage trust with Washington or embolden North Korea. The crisis exposes the vulnerability of middle powers caught between giants. No matter the response, the Philippines emerges changed, its foreign policy forever complicated. Once a quiet archipelago, the Philippines now stands at the center of global attention. Its strategic location at the crossroads of the Pacific and Indian Oceans and its command of the South China Sea make it a key player in the world's great power rivalries. Trillions in trade pass through these waters, and whoever influences them influences the world. The Philippines is now courted by the US, China, Japan, Australia, and more, each seeking to win favor in Manila. Every defense decision and diplomatic move now sends ripples across the Indo-Pacific. The Philippines must balance old alliances and new opportunities, all while facing immense pressure and risk. No longer a bystander, the Philippines is now a kingmaker in Asia's great game. Its choice is shaping the region's future. Even a rejected North Korean offer plants seeds of doubt in the US-Philippine alliance. The mere existence of such a proposal, no matter how implausible, forces both nations to confront uncomfortable questions about loyalty, trust, and long-term interests. It's a reminder that alliances are not static. They require constant nurturing, especially in a region as volatile as the Indo-Pacific. For Washington, the specter of outside influence is a wake-up call, highlighting vulnerabilities that can't be ignored. Pyongyang's goal is to irritate and erode trust, not win Manila overnight. By sowing confusion and suspicion, North Korea hopes to weaken the bonds that tie the Philippines to the US and its allies. This is a long game, one of psychological warfare and strategic patience, where every small doubt can be amplified over time. US pressure could fuel nationalist resentment, making the alliance seem burdensome. If Washington is seen as overbearing or dismissive of Filipino sovereignty, it risks alienating the very people it hopes to protect. National pride is a powerful force, and outside pressure can sometimes backfire, strengthening calls for a more independent foreign policy. Imagine a future where North Korea, Russia, and China coordinate to tempt Manila away from the West. Such a coalition could offer economic incentives, military cooperation, or diplomatic support, each designed to appeal to different factions within the Philippines. The stakes are high, and the competition for influence is only intensifying. This could test the resilience of Philippine democracy and alliances. Lawmakers, military leaders, and civil society would all be forced to weigh the costs and benefits of shifting allegiances. The choices made in Manila could reverberate far beyond its borders, shaping the future of the entire region. A Filipino tilt would send shockwaves through Southeast Asia, encouraging others to hedge. Neighboring countries might reconsider their own alliances, seeking to balance relations between great powers rather than choosing sides. The delicate equilibrium that has kept the region stable could quickly unravel. The real danger is not immediate nuclear threat, but the slow unraveling of regional unity. As trust erodes and alliances fray, the risk of miscalculation and conflict grows. The Indo-Pacific's future may hinge on the ability of its nations to resist these subtle, persistent pressures. The offer is a test of whether the Indo-Pacific alliance system can withstand relentless pressure, not just from overt threats, but from the quiet, persistent efforts to divide and destabilize. The coming years will reveal whether these partnerships are strong enough to endure, or if a new axis of power will reshape the region's destiny. We stand at a crossroads. Was Pyongyang's offer a bluff or the start of a new dangerous alliance? The burden falls on Manila and President Marcos, whose choice will define the nation's future. Accepting means betrayal, rejecting risks retribution. The poisoned gift cannot be returned, its impact is already felt. The crisis forces reflection on power and sovereignty in a world where the Philippines is now a target for audacious schemes. The world watches, knowing Manila's decision will echo across the Pacific. The question: how do you lead a nation caught between a demanding ally and a menacing suitor? The future of the Indo-Pacific may hinge on the answer.